Yo, what's good YouTube? It's your boy Just Krillin. I'm back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about is Dragon Ball Multiversal. Instead of wasting time, let's just go over the feats. So the main feats we have is Goku and Beerus clashing, about to destroy the universe. People take that as no multiverse. Or even Infinite Zamasu when he became the timeline and became all the universes. People take that as also being 4D. Or Jiren surpassing time. And then the World of Void when they shook it, infinite nothingness without time. People take that as also surpassing time. So there's multiple feats to get these characters to 4D, right, or low multiversal. But what if I told you that there's a possibility that they can be 5D? Okay, so for the easiest scale to get into 5D, I'll be using something that E2B and Theo from Pure Boo server gave me. That is, in a data book, it stated that Deborah can create anything out of his imagination. And it's arguable that imagination is a 5th dimension, so you could argue that he's just 5D from there. Now, would it really be inconsistent? Not really if these characters are 5D, because, well, I don't think Kid Buu is like a platonic concept or a concept or anything, but it's also stated that Kid Buu is like the concept of evil. Yeah, let's just get Dragon Ball to Outer. Let's do it, dude. No, they're not Outer. Stop. Well, I kind of think that Deborah thing is probably like the weakest thing. So let's get into like the more stronger evidence, I should say. One of them being Garlic Jr. By the way, this video isn't going over a manga, it's more so going over anime. So like Garlic Jr., he's stated to be able to create a hyperspace. And basically what a hyperspace means is of a higher dimension. And since the universe is 4D, that I mean like, again, he's 5D. But that's super inconsistent with the series. And yes, Garlic Jr. is canon to the anime. So I don't know if I really want to use that, but if you want to, you can. Then there's statements like the heaven realm transcending dimensions, something that cannot be perceived by the human world. I've actually debated someone who tried to use this against me, and I obviously debunked it, but it wasn't really a debunk. All I said was these characters like Videl, who exists in the 5D realm, so she will be 5D when she came back to life, but she clearly isn't. But then again, there's things like we live in a 4D universe, but we're not 4D, right? So existence doesn't necessarily mean that you will scale to the AP. So characters who are capable of destroying that 5D construct would be able to classify as multiversal. And there's really no universal characters, well, low multiverse characters in Dragon Ball Z. All the statements of them destroying the universe is more so talking about the living realm and not the entire macrocosm. People try to link Kid Buu to low multiversal because his spirit bomb got energy like throughout the entire universe. Mind you, that wouldn't be even universal, so please stop using the first true universal character, or low multiversal character in Dragon Ball was Beerus. Like, you can see Akira Toriyama really wanted to make emphasis on that he can destroy the entire freaking macrocosm. Like I said, in the movie, manga, anime, he just really wanted to emphasize on it. And it's such a big deal because he's destroying the macrocosm, which contains the heaven realm, which is 5D. And it's really weird if he emphasized on it and other characters like on that same level of power, so it really shouldn't be that big of a deal. So the other statements would more so be able to talk about like the living realm. And the only really contradiction that people can probably bring up is probably Jiren breaking out of hit time skip. Like, people are freaking out about that, but that's not really a contradiction to that. Okay, well, it kind of is, because Goku in like Battle of Gods would be 5D going off of this scale, but then they're freaking out about a 4D character when he just beat the shit out of the 5D character, so, or a multiversal character. So I don't know, that shit's kind of weird. I mean, you can argue they weren't more so surprised about him surpassing time, but it's him surpassing his time, right? Because we know these characters can amplify their hacks. The stronger they are, the stronger their hacks is. So you can argue that it's not just time that he's surpassing like hits power plus time. But then if you want to argue transcends being another higher dimension, MUI Goku transcends the gods, so he would probably be 5D if you want to go out for that, but let's not take that. And then another multiversal scale you can do is Broly versus Gogeta. It's stated in the Broly movie novel when Broly and Gogeta clashed and they went into like that dimension thing, it was a hyperspace. Again, we already went over this earlier. Hyperspace means in a higher dimension, so that'll be 5D. And then they broke out of it again to go back to their original time. So their power was capable of transcending that of a 4D dimension and going into a 5D dimension. So they'll have multiversal power of that. And since we're going over anime, there's nothing after the Broly movie for now because the movie haven't came out and the anime haven't returned. I think that would be best to leave it at just multiversal or 5D. That's pretty much all the main multiversal Dragon Ball skills that I have. I know there's probably way more that people have out there. I just didn't go over this video, but there's probably so much more. Now the question is it definitive enough to say that Dragon Ball is really multiversal? Can you use this like a debate or something? Well, I would say it's a bit iffy to say that they're definitively multiversal, even though there's all these scaling and all these statements Wait, nah, forget it, man. Dragon Ball is multiversal. Y'all join my Discord, debate me. Fuck all that, man. I want all the smoke. Now, all jokes aside, though, you can argue that they are multiversal. I don't see the problem with it. The main thing they might argue is that it's not consistent, and it might bring up the Jiren surpassing time thing. And if you bring up an equal interpretation, you should be all good. But in my opinion, I think it's best to leave Dragon Ball multiversal for now until we get like a showing that they're actually multiversal and not just statements. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, you guys. Tell me what you thought about it. Discord and bio. Like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, I'm out. Peace. On the next episode of Just Krillin.
Yo, it's your boy Just Krillin, and I got my boy Metsudo with me today. Say hi, Metsudo.
Yo.